Are you still waiting for AI to arrive? My daughter's built a blackjack coaching app with AI and they're 10 and 11. My clients are hiring execs faster than ever using AI tools that I built. So if you're still waiting, you're already behind. I'm going to show you the AI adoption flywheel, the exact framework CEOs I work with are using right now to turn experiments into real results, even when most of these experiments flop. Let's be clear, the gap between companies playing with AI and those strategically adopting it is already a chasm, and it's about to get much, much wider. Jason Lemkin, the founder of SaaStr, just replaced his 10-person sales team with 20 AI agents. He's done this right now, and he's the founder and CEO, and he did it himself. He's got agents doing inbound, negotiating deals, working 24/7. That's not the future, that's today. He's already ahead. Contrast that with a sales leader I spoke to today. I was asking him if he was going to do some SDR AI experiments, and he said he has to submit a business case to an AI steering committee. Has anything good ever come out of a committee? And it'll take them 6 months to make a decision. In 6 months, the software he might want to test will be obsolete. 6 months ago, you couldn't do with AI what you can do today. He's already behind. So what does that mean for you? It means if you don't start, you can't win. A bit like venture capital. You have to back 20 experiments knowing that 19 may fail, but one will return your fund. But you can't do that if you're waiting 6 months for committee approval for each one. If you, as the CEO, don't own it, your competitors will own you. So where do you start? Look, I've scaled 2 UK firms to 30 million in 5 years, and I've coached hundreds of founder CEOs, 12 of whom have had fantastic exits. And what I've learned is that you have to get momentum. And the first push is critical. You don't just spray AI across your business and hope for the best. You apply it with some surgical precision to the one thing that matters most. You need to find your single biggest constraint, your business bottleneck. And this is where you're going to apply AI. Not to some random low-value task. You find the biggest, most frustrating constraint in your business. The thing that if you fix it is going to unlock the most growth. And you aim AI directly at it. Peter is the CEO at Data Barracks. He has deep expertise in risk and resilience, but zero coding background. He built his company's new MVP himself in a single weekend using some AI tools that his IT team knew no better than he did. By Saturday night, he had a working demo. By Sunday, he'd written the back end. He's rebuilt it now several times, and it's the centerpiece for their go-to-market for 2027. Peter wasn't waiting for other people. He's reclaimed his time. He's focused his energy on what only he could do. He's driving his vision, and he's got a plan for growth. What does that mean for you as a founder CEO? It's not about writing code. This is about taking charge. You've got to get hands-on with these tools. Test and prompt and see what's possible for your business. That's how you build systems that scale, how you inspire your team, how you lead, and how ultimately you escape the daily grind. No one else is going to do this for you. If you want to scale, you have to take the first step. So how do you make sure that first push succeeds? You use a framework. Look, I call it the AI adoption flywheel. Let's be clear, if this was easy, you'd have done it already. This requires rigor and effort. Here's how you can start this in your company. The flywheel has 4 stages. First, you identify. You find your single biggest constraint, the one thing that if you fixed it would unlock the most growth. This is the most crucial step. You don't want to experiment until you know where to aim. Second, you experiment. Once you've identified the constraint, you run rapid, meaningful experiments within that specific area. This is where you turn fear into curiosity. A founder in the marketing sector that we work with did this brilliantly. He ran a competition. Record yourself using AI, saving time this week. Show the impact, win a cash prize. It worked. It got people trying. It surfaced ideas within their sales and marketing constraint. Third, you systematize. Your successful experiments become repeatable systems. You don't just do it once, you build an engine. This is where you build your data moat. A CEO at a SaaS company told me how they had cloned a fully functioning competitor product in 17 days. That's not a one-off experiment. That's a system for turning ideas into reality at speed and building a system to shed technical debt. And finally, you amplify. You measure the impact of the changes in the system and you share these wins across the entire company. This creates the social proof, the confidence that fuels more curiosity. But it's not just about the wins, the failures are just as important. Failures are really learning at speed. They tell us what not to do again and they send you back to the experiment stage, but this time smarter. And this is what gets the flywheel spinning faster and faster and faster. But this flywheel doesn't just spin on its own, it's powered by people. And this is where the old rules of talent and culture are breaking down. A CEO I spoke to recently told me a story that made my jaw drop. He has an 11-person dev team, and then he hired someone with no coding background, but with a BA in English literature and a huge dose of curiosity. That one person now ships more features faster than his entire dev team combined, 3 a week, while also being the COO. So what does that mean for you? It means the bottleneck isn't coding anymore. It's creativity. It's the ability to describe a problem, to iterate, to prompt. If you're still hiring for the same old skills, you're already behind. But what does that do to morale? Look, it could create a civil war. If you want your team to thrive, you need to lead through this deliberately. You need to create psychological safety for experimentation. Otherwise, you'll get nothing but fear and resistance. So this is the choice. Are you going to get stuck in a downward spiral of failure waiting for committees to approve your next move? Or are you going to start the virtuous cycle? It starts with one decision. Find your single biggest constraint and apply AI to it with a clear, systematic approach. The AI adoption flywheel is that approach. Identify, experiment, systematize, amplify. But maybe you don't know where your constraint is. If you need to work out where to apply AI for the biggest impact, you need to find your bottleneck first. I made a whole video on exactly how to do that using the target operating model. It's the tool I use with every client to make the invisible visible. Click to watch that first and then start spinning your flywheel. Look, AI isn't coming, it's here. And if you're not moving, you're already behind.